All right, let's do, because I got a bit of a hard time for not doing yesterday, let's do the seventh reading from Jacinda, The Untold Stories by David Cohen with Rebecca Keeler. It is the unauthorised biography of what's her name, Jacinda Ardern, and it is available through the Centrist website for a very reasonable price. I'm reading quite a lot of it because it's very well written, as I said. We'll start at page 43 now. It's like 2016. Keys left. Keys out of there. The CV's looking okay for Keys. She's deputy leader. So the run up to the 2017 election. And David Cohen, very, very good. He's looking at the fashion, at the style of Jacinda Ardern here. Jacinda's drive was there for all of them to see. She was disciplined physically too, keeping herself fit and lean, refusing to drink wine at party gatherings, always opting instead for scotch, otherwise known as whiskey, David, because scotch had fewer calories. Her bearing at functions, always affable but not overly personal, placed a premium on working the room. She displayed, recalls one colleague at the time, the rigour one would expect from someone expecting to be a senior politician in reasonably short order. I don't actually believe that quote, David. I don't believe you were sitting there talking to someone and they said, oh, Jacinda displayed the rigour one would expect from someone expecting to be a senior politician in reasonably short order. That's bullshit, that quote. Sorry, just going to call you on that. Cultivating and curating her physical image was an essential part of this. Jacinda forged contacts with, for example, Le Couturier, a New Zealand-based boutique fashion brand known for its ethical approach to clothing production, which regularly loaned her its most fashionable garments. Jacinda's fashion appeal was never moneyed. Throughout her tenure as Prime Minister, she cultivated a look that balanced authority with approachability. Her clothes were often sourced from New Zealand designers like Kate Sylvester, Juliet Hogan, Kerry Nathan and Maiki. Her choices also served as a mirror to her leadership style. Whether it was the floral jacquard dress she wore to be sworn in, or the hot pink suit she wore much later on American television, each outfit carried meaning. Even her more unfurled moments, like wearing slippers on election night or a simple shirt and jeans to announce her pregnancy, reinforced her image as a leader who remained grounded in the everyday lives of New Zealanders. Whatever criticisms might be levelled at her on other fronts, it's hard to mount a case against her sartorial instincts. On the communication front, she built an in-house social media team among her electorate staff well before this became normal in New Zealand politics. She continued to thread together the relationships with the media she had been assiduously working on behind and in front of the scenes since 2008, starting with Young Guns, a regular banter spot on TVNZ alongside new National MP Simon Bridges. Living and moving in media-heavy Auckland helped her burnish her bona fides as a hip, young and photogenic cat. Hip young. At the 2014 Laneway Festival, the Metropolitan Princess, that Shane Jones description, was snapped spinning discs at the turntable at the trendy Auckland music event. The songs she selected for her 45-minute set were a clutch of mainly uninteresting cover versions of classic pop tunes, reinterpreted by more grungy acts with what seemed to be a self-conscious attempt to be inclusive of local artists. One might ask what any of this has to do with actual politics, but that would miss the point. I don't remember a lot about the actual DJing, to be honest. Lara Greaves, who went on to become a well-regarded political scientist, recalls of the Laneway gig. I got the sense from seeing her that she was approachable and happy to talk to students. It was a cool novelty. The image of her spinning disc was cool too, as were other snaps of her about town shortly afterwards, with a new squeeze on her arm, was the broadcaster Clark Gayford, all sporty looks and tousled hair, and doubtless handy televisual tips. By this time, Ardern was comfortably ensconced as her party's deputy leader and penning regular columns for the Sunday Star Times. For this gig, she was up against another young gun, Axe David Seymour, in a he said, she said format, which had the two bickering over subjects like arts funding, youth justice, and heritage buildings. While few of the exchanges were especially memorable, they offered a serious media perch to complement the other activities. So there we go. That's kind of the wonder years before she became, in 2017, the leader of the Labour Party, but all about how cool she was. She spun the discs with the kids. She had the new boyfriend, and she was wearing the cool clothes.